So very happy to have you here. It's nice. It's always nice when you join me. My name is Ellie. This is 25,000 Miracles. And today's story is a story about Sarah and Brian and the many things that they experienced. The name of the story is I Know I Will See Her. Now, Sarah and Brian were excited to have a baby. They looked forward to it, and their first three were boys. But sadly, each son had a heart defect, and none lived long after birth. Now, after a few years, Sarah had another baby. They welcomed this little girl, and they named her Emily, and they just loved her so much. But soon, Emily began to have problems, health problems, and like her brothers, Emily had a hole in her heart. Now, Sarah said, this is a quote, when Emily was almost 10 months old, she went in for surgery. She was just not strong enough to recover from the ordeal. She died, close quote. Sarah and Brian mourned for all four of their babies. Sarah felt they would never have a baby to keep. She was having a particularly difficult time. Having had Emily for 10 months, she knew the feelings, the excitement, the joy, the thrill of having a child. But now, she was having trouble handling the death of this baby especially. And some months after this had happened, Sarah was driving up a hill. Tears were flowing as she drove because she was thinking of Emily again. And she said this is a quote, and I will read it to you. As I drove, something told me to look up. There, in the sky, I saw a beautiful woman. This beautiful lady, she had a child in her arms. Then I recognized the baby. It was my daughter, Emily. Close quote. Well, this lady spoke to Sarah, and she said to her, please don't cry. Don't mourn anymore. All is well and fine. Your baby is taken care of. Now, after that day, Sarah cried no more. She didn't have to cry for little Emily anymore because she really knew that Emily was being taken care of. And this is her quote about that. I have no reason to mourn. I know my baby is taken care of. I will see her. I know I will see her. Sarah, I'm so sorry for what you both went through. And I know God in his kindness gave you that moment with the angel or the lady in the clouds to talk to you. And I feel so much for you, as do many parents, or most parents who have lost a child and mourn for that child. I am so grateful that God gave you this time to know and to understand that you would see Emily again. Thank you all for joining me, and I'm so happy that you're sending me stories. I'm so grateful. Please do share the stories with friends. It doesn't cost anything to share the miracle stories. It doesn't cost anything to see them or hear them. God bless you. May your day be filled with wonders and joy. And may your days be filled with peace. This is 25,000 Miracles. Thank you for joining me.